Recently, drama has been resurfacing around Piper Rockelle and her former squad member, Elelliana. Elelliana opened up about feeling excluded during her time with the group. She shared that she wasn't given the code to Piper's house and would often hear private dance parties happening upstairs, parties she was never invited to. In her words, they'd have secret dance parties in their room with the door locked. I could hear everything, but I wasn't invited. I didn't even know the door code. After that video made rounds online, Piper responded. She seemed surprised people believed she purposely left anyone out. In her defense, Piper said, "Literally, everyone who's ever come to my house knows the door code. I'm not a mean person. I don't bully people or leave them out on purpose. That's just not who I am." However, despite her statement, many people are still questioning if Piper could at least own up to some of what Elelliana said. So recently, Piper responded to something Elelliana said. If you didn't know, Elelliana used to be part of the Piper squad, and she mentioned feeling excluded back then. She talked about how she wasn't given the code to the door, and how Piper and the others would have these private dance parties upstairs with the door locked. She said, "I could hear everything, but I wasn't invited."
I didn't know the code to the door. They'd have secret dance parties up in their room and the door would be locked. And I'm like, guys, I can hear what y'all are doing upstairs. Like, they do.
After that video made rounds, Piper came out and explained her side. She was surprised people thought she purposely locked people out. She said, "Literally everyone who's ever come to my house knows the door code. I'm not trying to be mean or leave people out on purpose. That's not who I am."
But there's a clip I saw right when I woke up about someone saying that I had like a lock on my door and stuff like that. I just want to let everyone know that everyone that's ever been into my house knows the lock code. And I'm not a mean person. I don't bully people and I don't intentionally leave people out. And I think everybody is aware of that.
But still, people are wondering, couldn't she just own up to at least some of it? Things got even more intense when Piper and Capri went on a live stream where they casually started talking about Elelliana again, specifically about how Piper and Emily may have excluded her. Then, Sophie Fergi joined the conversation on her own live stream. She shared her side of the story about being set up by Capri's friend. According to Sophie, she was invited to an Airbnb without knowing Capri would be there. She also said that Piper claimed she had reached out to Sophie's family, but in reality, she never did. If you want to see everything for yourself.
And stop clocking me about my filter, I know. So, you're sitting on live talking about a situation you were not present for, Capri. God, like, you're this A1 celebrity and I'm just supposed to know you're going to be there. Okay, got it. Then y'all are like, yeah, we want to have a conversation, but you won't have the conversation because you know how it's going to go. Piper, I think you know how the conversation's going to go, and that's why you don't want to have it. I think you know how this conversation's going to go. You're open for talking after your mom got exposed. Sophie wants Capri, duh. No, I don't. I actually, fun fact, I did used to know Capri. He reached out to my friend and begged for my snap.
Bombastic side eye.
A while ago. If we really want to get technical with it. Capri wanted to talk with me.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
A while ago. But that's a whole other story for another day, and I don't even need to get into that. Because, again, I don't really care for Capri. Damn! I just don't. Especially after what he's been saying on stream. Okay, buddy? Right, like, oh, who is you?
Oh, who is you?
I'm your grandmother.
Lean back, acting like you don't get up and do something. Get up and do something.
But, like, the thing is, Sophie, that's cap, I have text receipts with Capri. Capri and I used to be chill. That's all I'm going to say. We used to be chill. But yeah, no, I think this entire situation is so bananas. I think it's so weird, and I think that this whole, it's like out of nowhere, and it came because, first of all, I didn't even actually start, this situation I did not start.
No.
Yeah, right.
Let's rewind again. She had talked about me on another stream, talking about our quarantine memories. Talking about a Snapchat video. And I commented on the video, and I said on the, fan who reposted it, and I said, Piper, if you see this comment, which she clearly did, you get away from you know who, you can reach out to me. That's all I said. I'm so sorry that I...
You are so funny.
Sorry, my friend just joined. What's up? But I am so sorry that I said when you get away from Crazy Pants, you could reach out to me. Sorry that makes me such an evil person. And then she was like on stream saying, well, you say you don't have problems with me, but you put us through all this. You're right, Piper. I don't have issues with you. And I think you're heavily brainwashed. I've been saying this. I don't have issues with you. Did I say in the past? I did say in the past that I didn't know if I could be friends with her if she got out. I did say that a while ago. But you guys have to put yourself in my shoes. That's a hard thing to go about because she has been blindly supporting her mom still. And like you are, I do think you're brainwashed, and I obviously know you're a victim, and I know you're brainwashed, but don't speak about somebody's mother like that. She may be mad, but still, her mother's a pedophile.
He's here to see a 13-year-old!
I'm sorry. I'm gonna talk about it all I want. Like, what? Like, what the hell? We'll talk about her mother. We'll tell her mom to stop touching minors, and then we can have a conversation. Damn! And again, back to what I was saying. It was hard for me to ever consider her getting away from her mom, and if she ever did get away from her mom, like, that's a whole deeper conversation. Because her and her mother have continued, and they do not leave me alone. Y'all say I'm the ones who are obsessed. They just do their stuff off social media. Bro, Tiffany reached out to a family member of mine. Reached out to a whole family member of mine to the point where I don't talk with him anymore. I don't. I do not talk with this person anymore because Tiffany reached out and got in their ear. And Piper, you were also on the phone with this family member. You were also on the phone with this family member, and that's something that I don't want to get into because this family member is going to think that I'm starting beef with them and come at me again. We're not doing this. I'm not starting issues with that family member. But, it's just too much. Like, y'all do weird stuff off social media. But you want to act super nice on social media. Like, this whole, I want to have a conversation with me, whatever. You want to have this conversation with me, but you're not going to reach out. I'm not reaching out to you because you are still under the influence and brainwashed by your mother. I'm not afraid. I just don't want to reach out. Like, I think that's valid. Y'all have tormented me for, 5 years.
Yeah, it seems like this drama just keeps going, even after all the buzz around the Netflix documentary. I honestly thought things would settle too, but it looks like the drama between Piper, Elelliana, and the others is far from over. The fact that these issues are still getting talked about on live streams and through different people's sides of the story shows that this is something that's really not going away anytime soon. Do you think it will eventually cool down? Or do you expect even more drama to unfold? It looks like Capri is stepping up to defend Piper on TikTok Live, trying to show support and encourage her to stay strong through all this drama.
He's a thirst trapper, he's a light skin, he's a mogger, he's all that stuff. My boy Jiggy, he did a shoot video with this girl, and it did good. I think it had 700,000 likes. It did good. And then she did it back, I think. I don't know what happened, who did it first, whatever. Then they're like, damn, we should collab in person. Mind you, he didn't really know who this person was. He just knew that she had a following, right? So he told her to come to the crib. I had no idea whatsoever who it was. I didn't even know he invited someone to the crib, which, come on, Jiggy, that's kind of bad on your part. But I was in the shower. Came out the shower, me and my boys are just chilling in the room, including him, and she's at my door. I don't even look at her way. I don't look at her way, right? I don't look at her way. I'm like, who's that? Because they're talking to someone. I'm like, who's that? Who is that? Yo, bro, nobody's answering me. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? They say her name. And I'm like, what in the Lord's name is she doing at my crib? Like, what is she doing at my house, right? Like, what is she doing there? What is she doing? Mind you, she knew I was there. She said she didn't know. Jinky showed her a recording of everybody in the room, including me. It was some of her old friends there. Everybody knew I was there, even herself, right? So for her to say she didn't know I was there is crazy. But I was obviously there. And when they kicked her out, because I told them to kick her out, because Piper doesn't feel comfortable with her, especially if she's in the same area that Piper was in, you know? And Piper even followed me before because of her, you know? So, kicked her out. Then she said she doesn't even have a problem with Piper, which is crazy, but I'm not even going to speak on that. Then she unfollowed Jiggy, and then now she's talking crap about him, basically saying that he was trying to set her up and stuff, which is crazy. Okay. He had no idea, but I scolded him. Trust me, I scolded him. I scolded him after he did that. Because I was like, bro, you should have asked me. You should have asked me. Because why the hell was she even in the same living area as me? Like, why? You know, chat? So, that was bad on Jiggy's part, but we talked about it. We're all good. That's my boy at the end of the day. Now, yesterday, I was live with Piper, and Piper was talking about some things. She was saying, basically, that, you know, if you want to talk with me like you say you want to, because she went on, she saw a video, she commented on a video basically saying that when you're away from you-know-who, make sure you can talk to me, you can call me, whatever, you can come to my house, whatever. And Piper was like, if you mean that, then let's talk. I've tried to talk to my lawyers to talk to you, but you say you don't want to talk, so let's talk. She's yet to respond to that, obviously. And then yesterday, I basically said that she was exaggerating things. Listen, like I said in my story, I can't tell anybody what she's going through, what anybody's going through, because I'm living my life, you're living your life, and when that whole thing, like that whole house squad thing was going on, I wasn't even on social media, so I apologize for saying that, because I don't know what you went through, but just the stories I've heard on the other side of it kind of, you know, don't correspond to what you're saying. So that's on my part, so I formally apologize to you about that. But, like I just said, I can't tell you what you're going through, but I can tell you that you're trying to be like a good person, and you're trying to separate Piper from her mom, and you're not really doing a good job about that, because all the hate is going to Piper, because her mom's not on social media. So the only thing they could do is hate on Piper, right? And you're enabling that. So if you actually want to talk to her, please, like, talk to her. Because yesterday she was crying on stream, and I ended stream mostly because I wanted her to talk to me, and she doesn't like talking to me, especially like when there's cameras. She wants to talk to me one-on-one. So I turn off the cameras and stuff to talk to her. And she was basically just saying that it's never going to end, and it's never going to get better, and why would I keep going? Why would she keep going? Like, why would Piper keep going if it's never going to get better? And I had to tell her, it's just, not to sound corny, but it's a canon event. Like, all this stuff is going on because God has better plans for you in the future, and he's preparing for things. And I was praying for her this morning. I prayed for her last night, but I just want her to keep strong. So if you guys could, like, spread some positivity to Piper, that would help, because I really love her. And listen, like I said before, I can't say anything about what this girl's saying, because I've never been there. I've never been in that point, and I went there years ago, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But I'm just saying, stop doing this to Piper, dude. Say all you want, but not to Piper, not about Piper. And if you want to talk to Piper and get good with her, talk to her. Okay? And the only thing I'm really going to say that, Sophie, you're in the wrong for, and I'm saying it, Sophie, you're in the wrong for, is, I guess, lying about not knowing I was there. Basically, I don't know, just lying. I hate liars, really. And you lie about so much, but you're a girl, and I was raised not to talk down on women, so I'm not going to talk down on you, because I was raised by a single mother. I'm not going to talk down on you, but what I'm going to say is really learn how to, like, not do drama stuff for attention. I'm not saying it's all for attention, but I'm saying is like, you could have came to Jiggy personally and been like, I feel uncomfortable by you did this, or went to Piper personally off camera and told her, but instead you don't. And at least I've heard from Piper's side story, you don't. So, I don't know, man. I just want everything to be good. I'm just a bystander, but at the same time, I'm Piper's boyfriend, and I care about her, and I hate seeing her messed up in the head, like, mentally, and feeling down and depressed. So just please talk to her, and please just stop talking about her online. And I know you're going to go live, and you're going to go off on me, but if you are, then I just have more things to say, because I have a lot of ex-friends of yours that probably have stuff to say, and I have a lot of receipts, and a lot of things that you said to people about me that are just not true. But yeah, that's about it. It's not Piper's fault. It's not at all. And Piper's 18 soon, and we're both 18 soon, so that just says enough. But I'm doing what I can. But you're saying Sophie, Jiggy didn't tell Sophie I was there. But he sent her a video, and I was obviously there, and we made videos hella times in that house, and we streamed at that house multiple times. So there's 0% chance that she didn't know I was there, but it's cool, and it's life. And I love you guys, and I love Piper, and you guys can say whatever you want about me, anything, but I will not stand with you guys bashing my girlfriend, and that's that. I love you guys so much.
It seems like Capri is really backing Piper, especially since there's so much tension with Elelliana and Sophie. It makes sense that he'd want to stand by her publicly, but it also shows how divided everything has become. Do you think Capri's defense is helping or making things more complicated? There's also another guy speaking out about this situation, and he's talking about the same Airbnb incident that Sophie mentioned. I'm not exactly sure if he's referring to Sophie or Elelliana, but it sounds like he's backing up what Sophie said. He's explaining how the whole Airbnb situation went down, where Sophie was apparently set up to show up without knowing Capri would be there. It's interesting to see more people speaking out and adding their side to the story.
What's up, guys? So I'm pretty sure a majority of you have seen all the stuff Sophie's been posting. So that's a majority of what she posted, but I just wanted to hop on here and explain exactly like what actually happened. So basically, Sophie made a shoot about me, and it did pretty good. So I made one back, and it also did pretty good. So in my head, I'm like, oh, we should collab in person. But keep in mind, this is way before I knew all about the stuff that's happening right now with like all of that. So yeah, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, IRL, shoot, it would go crazy. Why wouldn't it? So I tell her to come over. And by the way, it's a content house with other creators there that literally stay there, including Capri. And as you see right here, I told her it was a few creators that are here. We're all in Capri's room. I send a video of literally everybody in that room, which is only like 4 or 5 people. Capri was included. And keep in mind, I literally have videos with Capri posted literally right before she pulled up. The day she was going to pull up, all of her friends that were there have videos posted with him. So they pull me aside and tell me like that I shouldn't have her here and I have to tell her to leave. So that's what I do. I go and tell her to leave, and then she leaves, blocks me, unadds me, and then posts this later on trying to make up stuff. There's a lot more to it, but I don't want to take it that far if it's not needed. I just didn't like my image and name getting bashed for something that's completely wrong.